Hi there. Welcome to Public Procurement Observatory, Uttar Pradesh. In this demo presentation, we will talk about the observatory, its key activity and its future plan. I am Professor Amit Agrahari, and with me I have Professor Samir Srivastava, who will be taking you through the presentation in the later half. So to begin with, let us talk about why this observatory was established. In 2013, in collaboration with World Bank, we looked at two key problem areas that the public procurement suffers from. It's a very important area because the service delivery to the end user depends on the quality of public procurement. However, we found that there is no platform and a portal which allows comparison across different procurement processes, rules, manuals and policies, as well as a platform wherein people can discuss, debate and collaborate on topics related to public procurement. And hence this observatory was established to cater to this particular need. In the first part, the observatory can be observed as a portal. As a portal, it gathers data from NIC e-procurement portals to measure public procurement on various identified key performance indicators. In a short while, I will take you through the demo of the tool. It also has a reading room, and at present, the website covers more than 1 lakh tender document since 2011. Let me tell you about the data extraction tool in a brief. If you visit e-procurement portal that the Government of India and various state government have established in a mission mode project, it shares a lot of information scattered around various pages, like the one which you see on the screen over here. There is a lot of useful information, but then there is no coherent analysis available. So what we did is we developed a code crawler which runs through these websites, picks up each tender event and then collects data about that particular tender event. That information is available to the end user in a graphical plug and play, drag and drop kind of environment, which allows them to visualize public procurement. Quickly, to show you the demo, this is our observatory's live website. As you can see, it has multiple tabs over here, and the tool that I am talking about is the visualization tool, where you can select the number of state, or within the state the number of departments that you want to compare, make the appropriate selection. Let's say I want to compare two different states. For example, I want to understand Delhi's procurement process with that of, let's say, Maharashtra's procurement process. I can further subdivide my queries into the tender category, because we understand goods procurement is different from services procurement. Or if I want, I can go by a specific form of contract, or I can drill down to the department level analysis. However, that is optional. However, what is mandatory is the state and the key performance indicator. So once you select the key performance indicator, for example, one of the very simple key performance indicator is the average time allowed for bid preparation and submission. So one can choose that. Interestingly, when you choose a key performance indicator, the definition of the key performance indicator is visible over there. That gives you an understanding about what this key performance indicator is all about. Hit the visualization tool and you can compare different states. Say for example, in this case, Delhi and Maharashtra. So you can see the time allowed for bidder to prepare their bids and submit. From 2011, observing these many tenders, the average turns out to from 12 to 9.6. From this data, I can say that the state of Delhi gives less time as compared to the state of Maharashtra. Now that could be because of multiple reasons, such as Delhi being a principally urban state. However, one can compare and look at different KPIs to to understand the full nature of the public procurement activity that is happening in a specific state. Another tool that is available on our website is called the Public Procurement Reading Room, where you can select various subtopics such as I want to know about procurement manual and procedures of various Government of India departments. Then the tool gives me the list of the list and the link associated. Further, there is a online magazine that is available on our website which gives you current information about public procurement. Also, you can subscribe to our newsletter over here so that you get on a weekly basis updated magazine from our website. With that, I would resume back to the analysis that to our presentation that I was talking about, and I would invite Professor Samir to talk about Observatory as a platform.
So Professor Amit talked about Observatory as a portal. We are also using your Observatory on a larger scale as a platform where we are trying to develop a network of public procurement stakeholders. And such stakeholders as of now comprise of government officers, PSU executives, agencies like World Bank, UNICEF, and academic institutes like University of Hull, University of Cincinnati, University of Cambridge, departments and training institutes like UP State Planning Institute, associations like Confederation of Indian Industry, Transparency International, and so on. The idea is to identify good practices and popularize them. We also carry out procurement policy analysis, and this is an area where we will go deeper as we progress. And we have done something for the state and central government in terms of good procurement policy formulation. We have offered and are stretching forward in offering capacity building services and handholding to improve public procurement in Uttar Pradesh and other states. We have also offered consulting services, and we have also been empaneled by the Competition Commission of India for such type of activities. These are some of the workshop pictures that we have been holding. So far we have held around 6 workshops with different stakeholders. The photographs themselves are self-explanatory. Coming back to the website traffic, because how we are doing, and this is how the traffic is. It's not only confined within India, but as you can see, it's global in impact, and in fact we had reasonable number of visitors from United States and Russia as well. India of course continues to be the top country, and within India if you see, Uttar Pradesh logically is the first one, but we have enough people tracking us from or visiting us from Delhi, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, and so on, almost all the states of India. The newsletter Professor Amit talked about has also good reach, and again, as you can see on the here, we have gathered lot of attention from US. Incidentally, India figures second year, and then the other nations like Philippines, Russia, and UK.
So just to add on to this, is specific to the most recent newsletter which was released 2 days back. So the number which you see over here is only limited to the latest newsletter that we have circulated, which is also shown over here.
So given it is only less than 3 years since we started, we are doing reasonably well and have a good impact. Now the final issue is how do we sustain ourselves and how do we scale up. So as of now, most of the observatories containment services have been offered free of charge, because the idea is advocacy and creating awareness, and this we wish to and have decided to continue in future as well. But to make it sustainable and scalable, we have also gone into other revenue sources like funded research, offering consulting services, conducting long-term duration training programs, and we are already doing it, and this is scaling up, and so the revenue generated from these activities are more than sufficient to support our back-end research and IT infrastructure. In future, we plan to offer product level tender analysis. We are working with Competition Commission of India to analyze our data set from a competition perspective. And we are also working with the academic institutions like say with University of Hull on a funded research proposal so that academics can pursue research on topics like corruption in public procurement, transparency in public procurement and so on. Thank you.